All right, let's dive into one of the most profound, influential, and, let's be honest, kind of baffling spiritual texts ever written, the Diamond Sutra. And its name tells you everything you need to know about its purpose. It's meant to be a diamond that cuts right through our illusions. Now, to help us navigate this, we're going to lean on the amazing commentary by the Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. He spent his life unpacking its wisdom, and his insights are really what make this ancient guide feel so alive for us today.
And you really can't blame them. I mean, at first glance, the sutra reads like a bunch of contradictions. It's a text that doesn't just give you the answers, it actually challenges the way you ask questions in the first place.
So what is the secret here? What's the wisdom that has captivated people for over 2 millennia? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. And the answer is both way simpler and way more mind-bending than you might expect.
So, where does this whole journey begin? Well, it doesn't start with some big cosmic declaration. Nope. It all starts with a very human, very practical problem, which brings us to the ultimate question.
The scene is pretty simple. The Buddha is just sitting with his disciples, and one of them, a guy named Subhuti, comes forward. But he isn't asking about the secrets of the universe. He's asking about something much, much closer to home, his own mind.
This is it. This is the question that kicks the whole thing off. Subhuti is basically asking, how do we find peace? How do we stop our own minds from running wild with worry and anxiety? How do we master our own thinking? I mean, who can't relate to that? So how does the Buddha answer this deeply relatable question? Well, this is where things get really interesting. He doesn't just hand over a simple 5-step plan. Instead, he presents what sounds like a completely impossible task.
Wait, what? This sounds like a total contradiction, right? Help literally everyone, but then believe you've helped no one? This isn't just a riddle, it's the first huge clue. It's a teaching specifically designed to shatter our normal way of thinking about things.
So what the Buddha is really saying is that to truly help anyone, including ourselves, we first have to see the world as it actually is, not just how we think it is. And the problem is, our whole perception of reality is built on a foundation of some pretty powerful illusions. According to the sutra, our suffering comes from these 4 big ideas. We have this deep-seated belief that we're a permanent, separate self. We see other people as separate persons. We draw this hard line between living beings and everything else. And we chop up reality into this thing called a lifespan with a clear beginning and end. The sutra's entire goal is to just shatter these illusions. Okay, so if those are the illusions, how in the world do we shatter them? Well, the sutra introduces this really special kind of logic, a way of seeing that completely flips our ordinary perception on its head. I know. This looks like complete nonsense, right? A is not A, but just stick with me here, because this one idea is the key that unlocks the whole text. It's not just some clever wordplay, it's a profound description of how reality actually works. Let's make it a little more concrete.
To make sense of this, Thich Nhat Hanh uses a really simple, beautiful example. He asks us to just imagine the Buddha looking at a single rose.
So, when we look at a rose, we see a rose. Simple. But the Buddha looks deeper. He sees that the rose is made up entirely of things that are not the rose, right? Without the sun, without the clouds, the rain, the soil, there's no rose. It has no separate existence. It's literally full of the entire universe. And this is the critical insight. The rose is empty of some separate, independent self, but it's full of everything else. You could say it's made of nothing but non-rose elements. And here's the beautiful conclusion. It's only when you see this interconnected, empty nature of the rose, that it's made of everything that is not a rose, that you can truly appreciate it for what it is. A is not A, and therefore it is A. Mind-bending, right? Okay, that's a really fascinating piece of philosophy, for sure. But what does it actually mean for us? How does this wisdom translate into our day-to-day lives? I mean, how does seeing the world as this giant web of interconnectedness change something as simple as giving a gift or helping out a friend? Well, the sutra suggests that when we act from that illusion of being separate, we create attachment. You've got a giver, a receiver, and a gift, all separate things. And that can lead to pride or expectation or disappointment. But when we act from a place of interconnectedness, it's like our right hand helping our left hand when it gets hurt. There's no ego, no thank you needed. It's just one part of the same body helping another. And the sutra says that for someone who can act this way, without getting caught up in the signs of self and other, the happiness that comes from it is just boundless. It's as immeasurable as space itself.
This all leads up to the sutra's famous final verse, which basically summarizes this entire worldview in one single, incredibly beautiful image.
Everything we see, every thought we have, every single moment is transient. It just arises from conditions and then it passes away. It's beautiful, it's precious, and it's completely impermanent, just like a flash of lightning in the night sky.
And that brings us to the final instruction. See, this idea isn't supposed to be sad or depressing. It's a practice. The sutra is telling us to observe the world this way, to see its fleeting, dreamlike nature in every single moment. This, it says, is the path to real freedom.
So the last question is really for you. The wisdom of the Diamond Sutra isn't just some ancient philosophy. It's a tool. It's a diamond designed to cut through illusion. So what illusions in your own life, about yourself, about other people, about the world, would this diamond cut through?